It's finally happening. Asmongold is entering the drama arena, and he has finally found someone he can win against, and that is DSP. Now, I know that's not exactly setting the bar too high. The bar is kinda on the ground, a little bit slightly in the ground, honestly, but hey, this should be absolutely amazing.
SP lies about what Asmongold said, claims I took the clip out of context, and insults Tipper.
A couple nights ago, I was playing Diablo, and as I was playing Diablo 4, a topic came up with the audience, and the topic is as follows.
Money?
Hey, Phil, why don't you play these new releases more? Like, for example, when a new game comes out, why don't you play it like a marathon 2-3 days to get as far into the game as you can? A lot of the other streamers, your contemporaries, actually beat new releases within 2-3 days by playing them in a marathon setting, basically. You know, they're playing it, some of them are playing 13 to 18 hours a day,
okay,
and getting 40 hours into the game within 3 days. All right? So this opened up a discussion on the stream about how I handle new releases, about how it fits into my schedule, and how, you know, how set my schedule is.
I can't, I already want to laugh, but nothing has even happened.
You know what I mean? For as much as I stream, how you know, dependable it is, but the fact that because I adhere to that schedule, that a lot of people feel like it holds me back from covering new releases more.
But yeah, somebody said in chat, I didn't know Life Diablo 4 on release. Yeah, I never did that, because I didn't think that'd be good content.
But then during that discussion, what came up was that, well, in particular, there's a few streamers who do it way differently, and one of the names that came up was Asmongold.
Okay.
Here we go. All right, all right. Now it's the part about me.
That I guess when a new game comes out, Asmongold will actually, like, really dedicate himself to playing the game for 3 or more days.
No. No.
To try to get through the main... I think the game that came up was Diablo.
Wait, is that true? Because, you know, you can't say no if you actually do that to every game, but you kind of skip Diablo 4 for some reason. So is this true or not, actually?
Diablo, that he had played, like, the main story of Diablo within 2-3 days. It was done.
No.
So
did not.
now when he plays the game, he's in the post-game, end-game content that's considered the best content of the game.
It's the opposite. The campaign is way better content. It's
yeah,
much
that's
more
true.
interesting.
That's true.
You know what's going to happen. Campaign's much better content.
True.
It's got cutscenes and everything. Like, the end game is just farming nightmare dungeons over and over and over.
Yep.
And people are excited, as opposed to, here I am, I've been playing Diablo for over 3 weeks, and I'm still in the campaign. I'm still in Act Now.
How the fuck? 3 weeks on the campaign? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not really surprised. It's DSP. What do we expect? he turns on the stream, he turns on Diablo, he walks one step, and he's like, okay, boys, this is the donation goal that we need to hit for today. You better start donating or I'm not taking another step here. Oh, it's just the greatest thing ever.
3 fucking weeks? This guy's the statistic from Blizzard. This guy was part of the infographic right here.
Infographic?
4, right? And it opened up a discussion about it, and I was talking about, well, it's about work-life balance. If I only play games for 3 days, I mean, I'm not getting sleep, I'm not seeing my family, I'm spending no time.
Well, I mean, like, how long does the campaign take? Like, I mean, I think it takes, like, probably 15 hours, right?
Yeah, 15, 20-ish, 25-ish hours at the most should be kind of right if, you know, you do a lot of side quests.
Does it take 15 hours? 6 hours? 10 hours? Let's say it
well,
takes
if you would rush
hours,
it, you
right?
can do it in, like,
while.
5.
Streaming is his job, isn't it?
Yep.
Like, it is his job, right?
Yep.
That's why he talks about the donations a lot, right?
Well,
yeah,
actually,
okay.
that's his job if you think about it.
I mean, look, man. How do you, like, what are you doing? Like, what else are you playing? Like, I just, oh my god. You still shouldn't be done with it. It's been out for a month.
To be fair, it doesn't actually matter how it plays, as long as he's kind of having fun. Now, admittedly, in hindsight, it's DSP, so he's probably technically not having fun unless he's getting a lot of money. But Asmongold should not just shame someone who does actually take 3 weeks to finish their campaign. Maybe they're playing literally an hour a day. That's completely plausible.
I feel bad for not being done with Final Fantasy 16. It came out a week ago. He's got 3 wives, 12 kids, and 14 jobs. True.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
with my wife. I'm not living up to my end of the bargain as a life partner doing chores, and you know what I mean? Like, how unfair would that be?
You're not living up to your point of the.
Oh, that was fair. Yeah, that was real fair.
What is this?
That was not fair at all. That was horse shit is what that was. And, you know, it was an interesting discussion. But the fact that I even said it during when I was saying it during the segment. I said, so you guys are literally name-dropping Asmongold, likely because you're trying to get drama stirred up. And I know that that likely will happen.
I mean, it works. Asmongold doesn't actually dodge drama, but he is very, very picky on who he's going to battle with. And, man, DSP is definitely one of those people who can start drama with Asmongold, and Asmongold will respond. Because, you know, you can't lose against DSP. I mean, that's impossible. If you do nothing, DSP is probably just gonna wreck himself some magically how. So, you know, it's an automatic win.
Is all this will be taken out of context,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
And because again, it's about me. It's supposed to be about discussing
Right.
me and how I cover new releases and why I cover them the way I do.
Yeah.
Me, as opposed to how others do. This is not me attacking others and their methodology. It's me defending my way of doing things, right?
Okay.
I said, but I guarantee you this will be taken out of context.
Yeah.
And you know, we went a little bit further in because people were like talking specifics about Asmongold. I'm like, well, I don't know the guy. I don't watch his content. I don't watch his gameplay. I know very big generalities about him, and that's about it. You know, so I talked a little bit more for like maybe I'd say probably the discussion lasted 10 minutes on my Diablo stream. Right?
By the way, that's a very fair argument to make in reality, because people who are content creators and like stream for 8 hours a day, you don't have time to watch other people, okay? Maybe you get like 1 hour to watch someone else a week, okay? But that's like one person. Usually you're kind of concentrating doing your own thing, even if it's DSP. That still holds true. So he most likely does not really know Asmongold all that well, to be fair.
Right? So, of course, what happens? Literally exactly what I said happened. My haters / detractors took the segment, clipped it up, completely cut out the part with context. So when you watch...
What context did we miss out on? I feel like we got the context, though. Right?
By the way, this whole 5 minutes currently feels like there has absolutely been no context, and I don't know what the hell am I missing currently.
Right?
Their version... There was no discussion about me covering new releases whatsoever, and there was no...
Well, it was. That's why I spent half the video talking about. Like, we saw that. That was in the video. It wasn't out of context at all.
Criticism being thrown towards me, saying that, oh, why don't you play those games more at release like others do? Instead, it's spun to make it look like I'm saying that others are doing it wrong, and the way that I do it is better, because now I have a work...
Well, you kind of were, though, right?
I haven't seen it, but that sounds exactly like something DSP would definitely say. Without any context given or seen, I would place my money on that and feel pretty comfortable on it, honestly.
Right, because you were saying that, like, if you do that and if you play the game all the time like that, you don't have a life. So, like, I mean,
that's
this is the
true,
royal
technically.
you, right? This is like, if you do this... Not you, but anybody does this and they don't have a life. Like, this is what he said. He did say this. It's like, also, I understand.
I mean, okay, we're gonna defend... Well, we're not gonna defend DSP. That's stupid. But to be fair, when you're Asmongold and you are constantly telling people you don't leave the house ever, that's fair criticism against you, you know? That kind of does become fair criticism.
What he's getting at, it's not like he's totally wrong. It's just that it's not contextualized at all.
Life balance, so my methodology is better than yours because I have a life and you don't. I don't get it. How the hell are they living a life if they're sitting at their computer for 18 hours for 3 days straight? Then they're...
See, this is the original... That's what I heard, too.
Wait, is that supposed to not make sense? It technically does. Admittedly, you're completely voiding the fact that, yeah, that's kind of what you're supposed to do if you're a streamer, and that's kind of good for you. But, well, even if you're a YouTuber, if you pump out a lot of videos on the hot current topic thing, that's kind of good. But he has a point. You are literally no-lifing it if you're doing it for 3 days straight. Like, you're just playing the game. There is no way that is not true. You are, because you are, by definition, no-lifing it.
Not spending any time with their family at all. So I don't understand that. In reality,
Yeah.
if you actually watch the raw footage, that's not the discussion at all. It's completely the opposite. I repeatedly say, anyone could do it in any way. It's all fine. But this is why I do it my way. I'm trying...
Well, that's like saying that, like, oh, well, some people are crackheads and it's...
Okay, you know what? It's hard to judge because this clip also is not the full context. Asmongold is watching a video that's supposed to give context, but we just watched literally a, well, 12-second-ish long clip. That's also not the full context. You know, the full context would be probably like a 2-minute clip or something like that. So this is technically out of context. And DSP should grow a spine and just literally say, well, yeah, by definition, if you're non-stop playing something for 3 days straight, you are no-lifing it. Like, man up. Man up.
If you actually watch the raw footage, that's not the discussion at all. It's completely the opposite. I repeatedly say, anyone could do it in any way. It's all fine. But this is why I do it my way. I'm trying...
Well, that's like saying that, like, oh, well, some people are crackheads and it's degenerate to do that and you should never do crack and it's bad for you. But, you know, people can do whatever they want. It's like you're still... And, like, if somebody was a crackhead and they saw that, they might be offended.
To tell you why I cover games the way I do and why it works for me,
Right?
but another thing might work for someone else. And in fact, I outright said in the segment, when I was younger, I used to cover games like that. It was incredibly unhealthy. I'd be sitting in my room for 18 hours,
That's a long
recording,
time.
constantly uploading,
point.
eating fast food because I didn't have time to cook. You know, and I was the
Obviously.
most unhealthy, unhappy part of my life.
Maybe we should go through DSP's last 2 weeks of streams and min-max what he's doing wrong. You know? We could go back and, like, look, okay, so, you know, at this time point, you should have been playing Diablo.
That sounds like the most horrible and miserable thing to ever do in your life.
4 instead of arguing with a chatter or something like that. It would be really fucking funny to do that.
I'm glad now that I have a better
Content
life, that I
Academy.
don't go back to those methods, right?
Uh-huh.
So, again, in context,
Right.
the whole thing makes sense. And you can see that I'm not insulting anyone. I'm not going out of my way.
I mean, you kind of were. I mean, like, it's like if you say something and then you say, like, anybody that does this doesn't have a life or...
Careful, careful, careful. You're technically offending Pokimane right now, Asmond. I don't think you want to offend the highest staffer on Twitch.
You can't have a life if you do this. You are implying something is wrong with the people that are doing it. It's like, come on. That's obviously what you're saying. And it...
Yeah, he has a point. It's kind of obviously what you... But again, you should just man up. That is not good. No lifing something for 3 days straight like that is no good. I don't think even anyone's going to try and argue that. Like, what kind of idiot do you need to be to say that, yeah, gaming for 16 hours for 3 days straight is good for you? I don't think anyone's going to try and defend that.
It's okay. I don't understand. Like, that's fine, but just say it.
To name drop anyone, it's literally an organic discussion with my audience. But taken out of context, which is all that my scumbag haters do,
Yeah.
the whole thing does look like it's a slam piece against others. Like I'm slamming everyone else out there.
You
for
are technically,
doing things
though.
a different way than the way that I do it, which I did not. Okay? So, basically...
Well, I mean, like, but, like,
Wait. From what he is saying, there is one thing that I assume that a lot of streamers are gonna get wrong. He is not people are thinking maybe that he is slamming them because he is saying that's unhealthy, but it is. It's absolutely factually correct. Doing that is unhealthy, and him saying that he doesn't want to do that is not exactly a slam per se, but it definitely sounds like an attack for some people. That is for sure.
you know, like, kind of, I mean, you did, but, like, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm not offended. I'm not upset about that. Because, like, he's going to do what he's going to do. Like, that's fine. It's okay. But then somebody else is going to do what they're going to do. I don't think... Yeah, I'm not, like... It's not a big deal, but... I mean, it is, like, we did see the clip. It's not a secret.
I want to see that clip now.
Of course, one of my haters made a video like that,
Oh.
and all of my haters sent it to Asmongold and said,
did.
"Hey, because Asmongold does a whole."
That's probably, by the way, 100% true. That's probably actually exactly what happened. Dude, the best part about DSP is the haters. Because they would definitely do something like that just to stir up drama, because DSP is like the golden child of drama. He is the most cringeworthy, hilarious thing to ever exist. Like how this man is gonna try to comb through the weeds to just get out of situations beyond unreasonable.
Whole segments of his streams where he reacts to stuff that people send him.
Imagine that.
So they said, hey, react to this, react to this, react to this. All right?
Yeah.
So he reacts to it.
I did.
And it's about 20 minutes of him reacting to the clip. Now,
well, that's actually not true. Asmongold will only react to people he can actually bash. That is 100%. He ignores literally anyone he can't win. And by the way, there are people who think that Asmongold does not enjoy drama. Bruh, you haven't seen Asmongold's content like a year and a half ago like that? Man, he actually spouted his opinions, and it didn't go well most of the time.
of course, he's only reacting to what he sees,
right,
not to the whole conversation.
Do you really believe that?
So I agree, out of context, the conversation, it's made to look like I'm insulting others for doing things differently of how I do it.
Yeah.
Which is completely the opposite of what the discussion was, okay?
Well,
but
the
if you watch it, all right, basically, he's
By
like...
the way, what he's watching is a shit video unless there's, again, a small clip, yeah. Unless you actually show the full thing in context, because the way you prove DSP is a liar here is not by giving us it's coming up like a 15-second long clip again. You just give us actually the full 2-minute clip where everyone without a shadow of a doubt can understand, yeah, he's actually trying to offend other people or bashing other people or doing things like that.
Like, well, number one, if you play more games, or if you play more of a new release at launch, you're going to make more money. So if you play the hell out of a new release game at launch and you get through it, then you can take days off later in the week to spend with your family.
Yeah.
And isn't it better to have entire days with your family than half days? Okay? It's a good point. But it's funny.
Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, how about that?
We're like, no, they're married. It's like, okay, so they're married, but do they actually have like a life? Is my question. If you live, like, let's say for example, when Diablo,
they're married, but do they actually have a life? only DSP could say that, and not even flinch. Oh, this is the best thing ever.
Diablo came out, I literally just sat here for 3 straight days and only played Diablo for 18 hours for 3 days, and we beat the story in 3 days.
Right.
I would not spend time with my family. I wouldn't be eating meals or being healthy. I would actually probably feel like shit after doing that.
Okay,
and
yeah.
my wife would probably be furious. You know, that's a good point. If it makes sense for a certain scale, all right. And the other points that he makes are basically like everyone has a right to do however they want. But then he actually, it's funny because some of the things in the video he outright laughs off and agrees with. He's like, yeah, Phil, you know, he's not entirely wrong. Some of the things he's saying are actually good points, right? Not to say that I was, you know, everything that I said he agreed with.
Sure. I mean, of course, playing a video game 18 hours a day is not good. Yeah, it's not a big deal, right? I mean, damn. Sure. Play games for a living. Sometimes you got to go to work, provide them. Yeah, it's not a big, like, fuck. But what's his point, man?
But essentially, here's the deal.
Who knows?
Asmongold is a level-headed person.
I know.
Unlike a lot of people who have seen clips out of context about me over the years, he did not go to the extreme. He did not flip out, right? It makes zero sense.
He's playing it. He's not playing it on a. Wait. What the? I just realized.
Wait, what?
He's playing Diablo on a fucking console? What the hell is he doing playing on a console for? He could play on a PC.
He's basically watching this clip, and he gets...
Oh, man, who doing that shit?
It's funny because if you watch the full react,
True,
you get
though.
to the end of it. And at the end of it, he literally says this. He goes, so let me get this straight. This is a hate video about Phil. It's literally made by his hate watchers. That's what I'm watching. It's not his stream. I'm watching a hate watcher video. That's what you guys sent me. He goes, and this stupid video has 500 comments on it. And he cracks up. He goes, damn, what a ridiculous situation. That these hate watchers literally just watch this guy to make shit like this and then act like it's something it's not, and they 500 comments on a fucking worthless video. And he even says, why did you send me this? Why did I even watch it?
I'm kind of slowly starting to feel that this is not going to actually escalate in any meaningful level of actually one goes after the other kind of drama. And that's disappointing. That's honestly disappointing. This would be hilarious. This would be like two handicapped people trying to fight each other. It's an absolute train wreck, but you just can't look away.
There was no point. There's nothing to this video. It's a waste of time. It's obvious bullshit, right?
It is like, and I will give him a benefit of the doubt. People are way too attached to what Darkside Phil does. It's like if he wants to burp and spend his money on WWE mobile game gotchas.
Has he done that?
And play a video game 15 minutes a day. I don't see this as being like particularly offensive to me on a personal level the same way that some of his viewers take it. I just think I don't really give a fuck, you know? Yeah, some of the people that follow, and it's the same thing with Wings of Redemption. It's like, bro, if you hear about Wings of Redemption from one of the people that's like a Sean Ranklin enjoyer, you're gonna think that Wings fucking killed somebody. Like last week.
Who is Wings
and that's just the most recent one.
That sounds
like,
pretty
he just
good.
Eats Wendy's chili and throws controllers around. Who fucking cares?
He's smart. He's fucking smart. He saw through the bullshit. He's like, what a dumb thing, you know? But that's the sad fact, is that's the majority of stuff.
I don't know about that, Chief. We have a video on Asmongold where he can't even read one line in the graph correctly. Kind of hard to believe that one.
On the internet about me is that it's people always spinning it to be something it's not, to take it out of context and misrepresent me. Asmongold's smarter than that, so he was able to look at it and be like, "Wow, it's just stupid bullshit." And then
dude, Darkside Phil is actually playing this off so good. Because he doesn't mean that. He doesn't mean anything he says. He just doesn't want to fight Asmongold, because the reality is how internet drama resolves is just like, well, this person is completely right here. This person is in the wrong. But this person has, let's say, like 100k subs. But this person has 2 million. Guess which side wins? Yeah. It's the side with the most views. Unless the drama completely explodes all over the internet, and there's a clear distinction that the person with the most subscribers is the bad guy. You always lose, because most of the internet drama nowadays is literally just based on size. Because every channel with 1 million, 2 million, or even, well, probably even less subscribers has extremely loyal fan base that could literally never care if their favorite streamer, like, I don't know, murdered someone. They will literally not care. They will keep watching them. They will keep defending them until the end of days. So yeah, that's internet drama nowadays, but it's still funny.
I mean, is that it's people always spinning it to be something it's not, to take it out of context and misrepresent me. Asmongold's smarter than that, so he was able to look at it and be like, "Wow, it's just stupid bullshit." And then on top of everything, then you gotta be a bunch of negative fucking dicks and do that kind of shit. Get the fuck out of here, seriously. Anyway, here's the deal.
Is that part of the
I just summarized, all right? What I would like to do, and this is only if you guys would like me to, and this is up to you. What we can do is during this Sunday's marathon, I will do a live react to the Asmongold react. Oh, God. In which case, I can add the entire context to it. Meaning, instead of them cutting out half the fucking conversation, I can explain what the full conversation was, how it was in context.
Well, it's going to be like a 3-hour video.
We do that. It's up to you, though. But we don't have to do it. But I'm feeling like that's the best time to do it. Because I was thinking about doing it on Saturday, but I was like, nah, people want me to watch the clips.
We're going to have to watch that on 1.5 times speed, boys. I ain't going to lie.
I think I'm beginning to realize why he hasn't finished the Diablo 4 campaign.
That they submit for DSP versus the internet. They don't want me taking up their time to do another random clip.
I think I'm starting to get it.
Right? So, it's up to you if you guys want it or not. But I think live reacting to what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Because the truth is, a lot of what he's saying is completely good and makes sense. If you're watching a video that's out of context, I'm not surprised he reacts that way. Right?
So DSP is currently trying to milk this, so Asmongold doesn't... By the way, because keep in mind, DSP knows what he's doing, actually. DSP may be stupid, but DSP is actually smart on understanding some basic principles of life. So he's trying to suck up to Asmongold as much as possible, and then he's gonna milk this as long as possible. Like, he literally hopes that there's gonna be these small tidbits of drama popping up here and there that he can actually try and milk this, because, well, Asmongold's gonna react to that. There's absolutely no way he won't, right? You know, it's I would say a solid 8 against 2 that Asmongold will watch it, and that's good for DSP. And DSP actually understands this. If DSP understands one thing, it's just attaching himself to everything that can even make a penny. That's what DSP is good at, okay, here? And he understands that this is a golden opportunity. Like, Asmongold is the gold egg-laying goose right here for DSP, because this is gonna happen.
But there it is.
Look, I'll give you one example, okay? When he says, well, if you just play a new release a ton in the first 3 days it's out, and you get through it, you're going to get more views, you're going to get more money. That's actually not true.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. It's not true at all.
Okay.
But it is
well,
true.
I heard this. It's got to be true.
This is hilarious.
So that's actually not true either. I'm right. And the reason why I'm right is if you contextualize it around the fact that there were drops for the game, and most people that watch the game for the first few days are watching 4 drops, and then after they get the drops, they're no longer going to watch anymore because the only reason they were there in the first place was for the drops. And that's what I was speaking in terms of Diablo 4 specifically, right? So that's why I thought it was a better idea to do that, because obviously those people, like, that is the best content for the game, and delivering the best content at the highest ratio of people that you're going to retain and have watch you, that's going to be the best option, right? Now,
no, his argument actually falls completely short here, because, like, I don't think a single big streamer actually is gonna agree with him, even, you know, that, oh, it's actually good to wait a week until the hot new thing has passed and everyone has already seen everything there is to see about it. And that's Diablo 4 thing. Asmongold is trying to say here, because there are drops, there's going to be people coming to his stream. They don't actually care to stick around for the content. They just want they just want the mount, the drops, or whatever is attached to it. And he's saying that is essentially a low-quality viewer that's not going to return. And that is true, well, semi-true even, for something like YouTube, you know? On YouTube, you want people who will return and watch your content again, not just, like, subscribe to your channel and, you know, never watch a video of you again. That's technically all kind of bad, by the way. Technically, that's bad for YouTube metrics most of the time. But this is not the case. First of all, it's on Twitch. And on Twitch, the game is very, 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 very simple. Big new release comes. If you are the first position to click on with the most viewers, people are gonna click on the thing that has the most viewers if they don't already have someone who they want to watch from that category. Because, well, if you have the best viewers, you're probably doing the most interesting thing. So he is wrong. It is 100% more beneficial to stream with these drops on or whatever, because you are getting, like, I don't even know how many times the exposure that you would get after streaming in a week, but you would get hugely more exposure than that, you know? If for example, if we had like 10 channels who are brand new Twitch channels, and 5 of them started streaming Diablo the day it dropped with drops or whatever it has, and 5 channels who started streaming Diablo like a week later, those 5 guys who started streaming the day it dropped would have garnished a higher audience than the people who started a week later. It's just fact. You can't disprove it, because this has been true for literally every single big game release on Twitch. There's a reason why people try to view bot their Twitch channels when a new game releases, so they are there, because that's the biggest way to actually garnish an audience.
Usually it depends. It depends on the game. It depends on how the game's designed, etc. But in terms of Twitch, I think that, you know...
Also, that's bull. It completely doesn't depend on how the game is designed. If a game is hot, the game's hot. If people want to see it, the people want to see it. If there's hype, there's hype. Game design has literally nothing to do with that.
Doing really, really long streams every single day, playing as much as possible, is absolutely the right option if you have a game that has drops, right? It seems like Lost Ark had, WoW had, Diablo had, etc.
This is hilarious because I have to address this because it's so stupid. Someone took the dollar and says, you always say things are out of context.
Wait, so Asmongold actually was for it, that it's good? from what he said at the start, I thought he's against it. Man, Asmongold, you're confusing, man.
Text. But all the clips about you
He's
are
gotta
legit.
stop letting people donate $1 because like PayPal takes like 30 cents out of that. Like you've got to stop letting people. You've got to make it up to $2, man.
Uncut clips.
Are you kidding me? DSP is not going to step on $1.
Like anybody who's gonna donate $1 will donate $2.
Editing whatsoever.
Technically true, by the way.
You have no clue what context means, do you? Like what you said in the tip is so incredibly stupid. It's remarkable how dumb you are to say that on my stream. Like I'm not going to address it. Do you understand what context is? Context does not mean someone edited a clip so you're saying something you're not saying. That would actually be like dishonesty. That would be like, for example, you know, cutting up audio clips of someone saying a swear word they never said because they took little blips of things they said and edited it together to make it sound like it or something.
That's crazy.
Right? That's not what I'm saying. Have you no idea what context is? Context means in the capacity of making sense in a line of discussion, something means one thing. But if you pull it out of that line of discussion, it means completely something else.
That's actually a pretty good definition, strangely enough.
An example here would be the Asmongold discussion. Number one, I never brought up Asmongold. A viewer did, right? I didn't know anything at all about Asmongold and his situation of streaming or what he played or anything, right? At all. That was someone bringing it up as a reference saying, oh, Asmongold's like that. So I'm taking someone's word for it. It wasn't a name drop. I didn't drop the name. A viewer did, but that's not in the clip. The clip cuts that part out where I'm reading off what the viewer said. That makes it out of context. That's not fair to me.
You dumbass. What a dumbass.
Also, the line of discussion began when people were saying to me, Phil, the reason that people aren't really following along these RPG playthroughs is because you take too long to play the games. If you spent 3-4 days just playing these games as they released, then maybe you would actually get somewhere because you get really far into the games and get through most of them in a few days, and a lot of streamers do that. That was the discussion, and then my discussion was, well, here's why I don't do that. Because I have a work-life balance, because I have a schedule, because I'm a variety content creator that juggles multiple games. I would upset a lot of people if I only played one game for 3-4 days straight. Like, that was the conversation. In context, it makes sense. If you cut that whole early...
I don't think that makes sense, because DSP's audience is, like, special at the, with a capital S.
Conversation out, all it sounds like is I'm criticizing others for doing things differently than the way that I do it, and I'm trying to say that my way is perfect. It's not. It works for me. It doesn't mean that it works for everyone else. But again, it's about doing it in context. And if you cut that out of context, it sounds differently than what it is. So I can't make you understand the concept of context, but your tip shows you have no idea what it is. And the fact that you just think that someone takes something that I said on a stream without editing it makes it true.
Is he laughing just because DSP is just doing DSP things now? Because this is how far DSP will pretty much take anything. This is completely normal as much as I know. I've seen this quite a few times. Like this is normal, you know. One off to the side remark, and he's gonna go off on a 3-day tangent. Oh, what a shit video, honestly. This video is so absolutely bad. There's just no question about it.
Truthful, or makes it meaningful, or makes it that, oh, so you said that, so therefore we didn't make anything up. It just shows how dumb you are. This must be true, and this must be true, and this must be true.
That's the end of the video.
Wow, that's impressive.
You dumbass. What a dumbass.
Also, the line.
Final words, Asmongold. Come on.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god.
I don't understand why he's laughing, honestly.
I gotta go. I gotta have dinner with my dad. Man, I gotta...
Well, I guess that's it. Unbelievable. Kind of funny, but unbelievable. Anyway, this was Quizzer Said, and let's hope that this continues and actually, you know, turns into real drama, because... Man, it's gonna be the funniest thing ever. It's just gonna be the funniest thing ever. Anyway, I'm out. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.